Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me today as we dive into the evolving story of Ethereum, a platform that has transformed from a cryptocurrency into the backbone of decentralized finance, smart contracts, and the next generation of blockchain infrastructure. Ethereum is much more than a token. It is a vast network that supports thousands of decentralized applications, protocols, and tokens, creating a financial ecosystem unlike any other in history. Recently, Ethereum made headlines as Bitmine Immersion Technologies announced a major new acquisition, adding approximately 82,353 Ether to its treasury, a move that brought its total holdings to over 3.4 million ETH, representing nearly 3% of the circulating supply. This accumulation, valued at roughly $300 million, reflects the growing confidence of institutional players in Ethereum not just as a speculative asset, but as a core piece of blockchain infrastructure and treasury strategy. Bitmine's total crypto, cash, and equity holdings now exceed $13.7 billion, showing how seriously institutions are taking exposure to Ethereum as part of their long-term strategy. The firm has openly stated its ambition to control up to 5% of Ethereum's total supply, signaling a conviction that the network will continue to grow in utility, adoption, and value over the years. This comes at a time when Ethereum is experiencing both technological innovation and market volatility, illustrating that even with strong fundamentals, crypto markets remain dynamic and sometimes unpredictable. The significance of this move cannot be understated. Ethereum's architecture allows staking, DeFi applications, and tokenized assets, which differentiate it from traditional cryptocurrencies. Bitmine's acquisition demonstrates that large treasury allocations are becoming a common strategy for institutional investors who see Ethereum as both a store of value and a productive asset that can earn staking rewards and participate in network governance. Even though ETH's price dipped slightly after the announcement, the long-term thesis remains clear. Major firms are positioning themselves to hold significant amounts of Ether through cycles, betting on the underlying growth of the Ethereum ecosystem rather than short-term price swings. From an investor perspective, Ethereum's value lies in its network effects. Its smart contract platform supports thousands of developers, decentralized applications, and financial protocols. The rise of stablecoins, decentralized exchanges, and tokenized assets on Ethereum contributes to its ongoing demand, while proof-of-stake upgrades and scaling solutions like sharding make the network more efficient, sustainable, and scalable. Bitmine's accumulation is a signal that institutional confidence in Ethereum's fundamentals is strengthening, providing both credibility and potential market support. However, risks remain. Large-scale accumulation does not guarantee price increases, and Ethereum faces competition from other smart contract platforms that offer faster transactions or lower fees. Macroeconomic conditions, regulatory uncertainty, and market sentiment fluctuations can affect Ether's value, even when long-term fundamentals are solid. Bitmine itself carries corporate risk, as its exposure is concentrated not only in ETH but also in Bitcoin, other assets, and cash reserves, meaning market moves or operational challenges could impact its strategy. For viewers, this story provides multiple layers of insight. First, Ethereum is evolving from a speculative token to institutional infrastructure. Second, treasury strategies like Bitmine's reflect a growing trend of companies integrating crypto into balance sheets and long-term investment plans. Third, the story underscores the dual nature of Ethereum as both a technological platform and an asset, where adoption, network activity, and ecosystem growth matter as much as price movement. The takeaway for investors is to monitor several key metrics: Ethereum staking participation, total value locked in DeFi, network usage, tokenized asset adoption, and upcoming upgrades. Observing large institutional holdings and their announcements can provide signals of confidence, but they also come with execution risk and market influence considerations. Investors should understand that accumulation by a single entity can tighten supply and create structural market impacts, but it does not eliminate volatility or guarantee immediate appreciation. Ethereum's evolution is also a lesson in patience. Infrastructure adoption and ecosystem growth often precede significant price movements. Institutional accumulation suggests someone is placing a high-conviction, long-term bet on Ethereum's continued role in finance and technology, but timing and market cycles will determine how quickly the thesis materializes. As we follow Ethereum, it's crucial to consider the broader context: how regulatory frameworks develop, how competitors innovate, and how macro conditions influence crypto markets. This is not just a story about a token or a single treasury move. It is a narrative about the maturation of crypto assets, the integration of blockchain into institutional finance, and the long-term potential of decentralized infrastructure. Bitmine's move signals a strategic shift in the market, reflecting both confidence in Ethereum and the recognition that digital assets are becoming core components of corporate and institutional portfolios. For your audience, this highlights both opportunity and caution. Understanding Ethereum's promise requires looking beyond price to the underlying network, adoption, and institutional signals. In conclusion, Ethereum is more than just a cryptocurrency. It is the foundation of a new financial and technological ecosystem. Large-scale acquisitions like Bitmine's illustrate that institutions are beginning to see Ethereum as an essential asset, with both utility and value. Yet, investors must remain aware of risk, competition, and timing. Ethereum's journey is ongoing, its evolution dynamic, and its story an essential lens through which to understand the next wave of blockchain innovation. Thank you for following this story, and I look forward to tracking Ethereum's ongoing evolution, institutional adoption, and how these developments shape both the market and the broader world of finance.